I could not get my hot water heater to light after the last night's storm. I figured just some water blowing through. I did have it lit for a bit, but then I couldn't keep the main gas flame lit to go ahead and turn it on and get it going. So I unhooked my thermocoupler, my gas, the gas for the pilot, and the electric switches in there as well to send the signals, so that way the tank itself knows that it's getting gas and to turn on and to keep temperature. So I went ahead and undid that. I've already pulled this out once. I did dump some stuff off of it, but my burner, this had a lot of garbage on top of it, rusted in on it. And if you look, my thermocoupler here, if I can get it here, I'll just do this. Oh, come on. Well, it's really bad. I don't have means for transportation, get a new thermocouple or anything. I fixed one on an LP wall heater before, so I'm just going to take some steel wool to it and sand it off to clean it, get all the carbon that's burnt onto it off of it, and see if I can't go ahead and get it fixed. So I'm actually going to clean this up some too with the steel wool. Get everything nice and shiny, all this garbage off of it. This is the main guy right here that I want to get cleaned off here on the tip. I don't want to move any of these or bend them. I just want to get all of these cleaned off. Obviously the pilot is going to be lit in here, and there's the igniter coming out. Oh. The pilot is in here, the light, and that's the igniter. And this is my thermocoupler right here that I need to sand off. So I'm just cleaning it off. Here's my steel wool. I have a little groove notched in it right now that is fitting around the thermocoupler, so that way I do not tear it up from the gap there in the pilot. Just kind of going back and forth. And this is not a fast process, super fast, and when it comes to things like this, it's not necessarily always good to go fast. And one thing I did not mention that you should always do before undertaking anything with gas is make sure you shut off your gas. Whether you shut it off mainly by your tank outside, or if you have a natural gas line from the city or propane from the city or anything, make sure you shut off your gas to the house, or just on the line, even to the hot water heater. But always make sure that the gas is off before disconnecting anything. You don't want to fill up your house with any fumes and possibly cause damage to other parts such as yourself even. This is also one of those things, if you're just out in the middle of nowhere and you can't get anywhere and your hot water heater goes out, it's just something you can do versus just replacing the thermocoupler, as in all the videos do, by heading to like Lowe's or Home Depot or some kind of hardware shop or a supply shop or whatever that you can get these supplies from. And I'm hoping this works. It worked on the two Dynaglow propane wall heaters that I had, as I just took some steel wool and cleaned off all the burnt carbons off the thermocoupler and made it nice and shiny again, so that way it can give an adequate signal. One thing I shouldn't be doing is using this steel wool up over my carpet. I need to vacuum afterwards so I don't go walking barefoot and get little tiny pieces of steel in my feet. Where's that? Where'd it go? So far, it's looking pretty good. Can't really see around to this side. Let's see if I can. It's hard to get in there between that pilot, obviously, and get that cleaned off really well. But it just takes a little time. Might as well clean off my igniter here too. Clean it all off. I'm only shooting this portion of the video. I just want to show that, you know, I am sanding it and not just cutting the video and replacing it and coming back and be like, oh, see, I got it all shined up. I can't make this a little thinner. Still wool here. Let me slide it down in between here. Kind of wrap it around it and pinch the other side closed. And back and forth, some nice rotation action now. Still got some buildup right there. Try not to tear it up too much because the pilot portion obviously has that gap, you know, that's opened right there, and I don't want to just tear up my steel wool as I'm trying to clean it and I won't have anything wrapped around. I was recording with the iPhone and I ran out of storage, but I've been using some steel wool to clean off the thermocouple on the hot water heater, and I got it pretty darn clean. Sanded off the actual pilot light housing there also. That's where the pilot light comes out, and there's the igniter right there. I'm going to go ahead and clean that off a little bit too, so it has some buildup and some things on it. So we'll get that cleaned off as well. I don't know why I say carcinogens, it's more carbon buildup from impurities that have been in the gas. I mean, this hot water heater's been in for years. Yeah, this is probably the first time that the whole housing itself has ever been bent off of the hot water heater. Which, I mean, is okay. It's not good practice to sit here and take your hot water heater apart. But it looks like I got everything cleaned off pretty good. I mean, it's got heat spots on it, obviously. That sand runs off. I do have the sensor for the thermocoupler cleaned off really good. I mean, this thing was like brown. And as I had stated in the previous recording with the iPhone, I'm going to try to sync it together and edit it. I worked on a couple LP wall heaters, and I did this trick right here to keep the light lit and the pilot lit. Yeah, let me yeah, it's cleaned off a lot better than it was. Make sure there's no big buildup or anything. this all of its, can I get down in there? Clean that off maybe a little bit too. Alright, I got it all cleaned off. Everything's tightened back up. Go ahead and check it out. It's on the opposition. I smell no gas. The stove lights. Everything else does. So let's go ahead and turn it to pilot. Hold this down. It says to hold it down, I think, for like 30 seconds or so. Where's it at on here? The lighting instructions. I'm not. Oh man, is my igniter not working? I might have to unbolt this. Oh, there it goes. Sweet deal. So go ahead and hold this down. Just checking the instructions here. For about a minute after the pilot is lit, I've not been counting. I got a clock here in front of me. It says 149. But I don't know how many seconds it was at. 149.20, I guess it was. It's at 29 seconds, 30 seconds. So hold it down to 150. 20, and go ahead and turn it to the on position and see if I can't go ahead and get my hot water heater lit. And if it does, then there you go. That is a fix to the thermocoupler rather than having to go and replace it and take it out altogether. So go ahead and continue to hold this down. Looks like I have about 20 seconds left to go. Well, actually just a little bit more, but now 20 seconds or so. And hey, I got a flame. It's lit. That's good. Everything was cleaned off. I vacuumed out some of the buildup that was in the bottom. Like I said, I dumped some like rusted metal off the top of the burner when it was in there, and I don't know how long that this hot water heater's been in here all together and burning for many years, I'm sure. I can't fully recall. So here we go. Looks like I'm out about time. Let's go ahead and lift it up and see if it stays. Here we go. Hoorah! So there you go. That is a fix to the thermocoupler on your hot water heater. It's lit. It's burning. Definitely a flame inside. Nice and hot. Didn't have to buy nothing new, and everything works. So I have hot water again. Thanks for watching.